बोलूं क्या?
हाँ
साउंड
वॉइस
के लिए बोलूं? साउंड नहीं आ रही है।
हेलो।
हाँ आप बात करो।
Hello, ma'am, sound is not coming. Sound तो आ रही है।
हेलो, वो माइक का है, माइक एक रखा था वो का है? हेलो हेलो मैडम, माइक इज नॉट वर्किंग मैडम, साउंड सिस्टम इज नॉट कमिंग। DTU है ना करवा। I'm getting through my phone, not through the mic. No.
हेलो
सही है यार ये। अभी गाने बजाएगा।
सर, आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
अब
नो साउंड, नो नो साउंड सर।
कौन बोल रहा है?
सर उनकी इनसे प्रॉब्लम है, उनके बाद बताना पड़ेगा।
आई थिंक प्रभजोत इज देयर,
अब से आ रही है, अब आ रही है, अब
बट प्रभजोत देयर इज नो साउंड।
वहां से बोल रहे हैं ना।
दूसरा सेंटर से बोल रहे
सर
हैं।
वहां बोल रहे हैं, सर बोल रहे हैं मैडम।
अरे वो दूसरा सेंटर बोल रहा है।
सर आप बात करिए।
हेलो हेलो हेलो, वो दूसरा सेंटर से इधर पहुंच रहा है।
दोबारा हैंग आउट दोबारा कर दो।
दोबारा
हाँ मुझे पता है, वही मैं बता रहा हूँ, वो मुकेश का साउंड है। उधर है मुकेश। क्या बात करते हो यार, समझ में आ जाता है, समझ में आ जाना चाहिए इमीडिएटली। ठीक है मैं देख रहा हूँ। ओके, मुकेश उधर बैठा हुआ है, वो चेक कर रहा है। वहां पे आ रही है, देखो जाओ।
हाँ हाँ थैंक यू सर। हाँ माइक पे
योर वॉइस इज नॉट कमिंग मैडम, साउंड इज नॉट।
हेलो।
ओके
नहीं ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਅਜੋਤ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਵੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਈਕ 'ਚ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ।
किसी सेंटर से आ रही है। इट इज फ्रॉम सेंटर टू सेंटर, सेंटर से कनेक्टेड, नॉट डायरेक्ट। अभी इसलिए इनका मेरा कनेक्ट हो रहा है, मेरा वॉइस इधर जा रही है ना। आप ऐसा चेंज कर रहे हो ना, वो सेंटर से कनेक्ट हो जाके वो वॉइस आ रही है
ना तब वो अगर उनसे कोई बोल रहा है, कोई भी टॉप करेगा तो हमें आवाज आएगी। कोई भी सेंटर
क्या क्या
मुकेश यहाँ पर जाओ।
मुकेश इधर बैठा हुआ है।
इंग्लिश लगाने के बाद
फिर कहां से बात कर रहे हैं? अच्छा वो उधर ना ना ना, उधर से सिस्टम में वो एक खोल दिया वो। हाँ बोलो, मुकेश आ रहा है। हेलो, हाँ हाँ मुझे पता, समझ में आ गया। ओके,
अभी उन्हीं के हैंड से क्लोज
वो मैं एकेडमिक में बैठ के इसको खोल के रखा है उधर।
ਬਾਕੀ ਸਭ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਹਰਜੋਤ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੀ।
हाँ
तो ये भी क्वेश्चन
देखा, वही क्वेश्चन है। बाकी सेंटर्स कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं, बट आपका कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है। हाँ? हाँ हाँ। सर वो जो माइक है ना बहुत पावरफुल है, वो मैडम ऐसे खड़े होकर बात करे तो भी सुनाई देना चाहिए। आप तो मंडे बोले हो सर आएंगे बोल के आए नहीं। हाँ इधर आएंगे नहीं है ना। अरे बोल रहा था इधर आएंगे वेरी गुड। मैं आप बता रहे थे ना वो आएंगे बोल के 7 बजे 7:30 बजे तक वेट किया। यही चीज को सब में आम करके रखो, ओपन कर लो, ओपन करके रखो। नागेंद्र को तुम आज इधर ही रहना, मत जाना क्योंकि वो लोग देखना चाहते हैं, इसलिए मैं सबको बोला जितना है उनको बता दो। Madam, still the same problem. We are not able to get the voice. Hi, madam. Hi, yes, madam. Hello. Hello.
कर रहे हैं
तो बोल रहे कुछ नहीं आ रही है, वो तो दिखाई दे रहा है। Our voice is not equal coming up. हेलो हेलो बोले तो नहीं आ रहा है। आपका फेस तो स्क्रीन पे दिखाई दे रही है बट वॉइस नहीं आ रही है। दूसरा सेंटर से कनेक्ट हो रही है बट वो मेन सेंटर से कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रही है उनका वो
लोकल जैसे हमें यूजर है, यूजर की आवाज
यूजर की आवाज यूज हो रही है बट क्योंकि सारे लोग एक ही इससे कनेक्टेड है।
एक लाइन पे
ठीक है, इधर से इधर जा रही है मगर ये मेन वाला से नहीं आ रही।
मेन सर्वर पे
सबको इतना टेंशन होता है मैडम। मैडम तो रात 9 बजे दो बार कॉल की बुला लेना लोग रहना। That is the difference, you know. Every coordinator now will have that tension. इधर भी लास्ट टाइम जो आए थे सारे ठीक ठाक दिखाई दे रहा था, इस बार बहुत वेरी बैड। इसका नॉट कमिंग प्रॉब्लम मैडम। वो लास्ट ओनली 2 days was the problem, but this time क्लास के साथ मैडम मैं और एक बात भी बोल रहा हूँ, इस बार तो बहुत सारा क्लासेस हुआ नहीं है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, सेकेंड थिंग इज एंड मोमेंट में भी यहाँ क्लास अभी होने का चांस भी नहीं है क्योंकि बच्चे नहीं आएंगे क्योंकि नेक्स्ट वीक
इधर से नहीं जा रहा। हेलो, हाँ आगे देखो आ रही है। हेलो 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 मौलाना। हेलो मौलाना।
Yes.
Yes, very good morning. Akhilesh Tripathi speaking.
हेलो, अभी आ रहा है आपके पास?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Akhilesh Tripathi from Maulana.
हमारा आवाज आ रहा है? गुड मॉर्निंग। ओके बैठो। जीएम दीजू, वी आर चेकिंग, बैठो।
Not clear, not clear.
हेलो जीएम,
Your voice is not clear, ma'am.
बोल नहीं रहे ना, वो तो बोलेंगे तो आप बोलो। हाँ ठीक है, बाद में देखेंगे, अभी तो आवाज आ रहा है ना, पहले आवाज नहीं आ रहे थे। वॉइस का क्लैरिटी का बहुत कंप्लेंट है। क्या बेटा क्या प्रॉब्लम?
हेलो डिड यू, हेलो
कल तो ठीक है।
हेलो डिड यू
मैम सर वो क्लियर नहीं आ रहा दूर से
बोलो यार, कंडेंसर वैक्यूम वहां से पिकअप कर रहा है आप?
नहीं कर रहा सर, वो
कर रहा है वो तो बाकी दूसरी
चलो कोई बात नहीं, बोलो
हाँ यही ऐसे दीदी। हेलो
हेलो हेलो
लेक्चर मुझे कुछ नहीं पता।
हेलो एमएमयू मिलाना
मुलाना इज ओके।
सर अब क्लियर आ रही है?
वो जो परसों
बिट क्लियर
ओके सर। सर तो स्टार्ट करते हैं।
वो वहाँ से मतलब
क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है?
तो ये
बंद हो गया था आप ठीक है? हाँ जी एक बात करके नहीं, कल खुला था। yesterday also
yesterday it was no like वो जो कंप्लेंट आ रहे थे that it was not clear, but आज तो लाइट ही नहीं है, आज तो आवाज ही नहीं है।
चलो अभी एक मिनट चेक करते।
हेलो कैन यू हियर DTU?
Yes, madam, we are able to hear.
Okay. GTBIT Delhi? GTBIT Delhi?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. Dronacharya Greater Noida? Dronacharya Greater Noida?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is audible.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Dronacharya Gurgaon? Dronacharya Gurgaon? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Career Point Technical Campus Rajsamand? CPTC Rajsamand? CPTC Rajsamand? ओके और कौन सा है फिर? MMU बोल दिया। जयपुर इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज कनेक्ट हो गया? जयपुर इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज एंड पलवल कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ। ओके इसको हटा दो, मेरे को पास लेना है।
हो गया
लोग उधर बैठ के देख रहे हैं सब।
कोई बात नहीं,
तुम्हारा बंदा उधर बैठ के ट्रांसमिट भी कर रहा है।
कर दो इसको, निकाल दो, क्या हो गया इसका?
जैसे क्लोज करो।
बस that's it.
या फिर वही आ रहा है। Hello. Okay, let me start with you. Now let us go to the next portion. We call it as clusters. Clusters are similar to arrays, but these are data structures that groups data of different types, numeric, boolean, etc. See, when we talked about arrays, I was clearly telling you that the array will be of numeric control, or the array will be only of numeric indicators, or it will be a boolean, or it will be string. It is not that you can have a combination of all these data structures. So this is analogous to structures we use in C or any other programming. So here the main advantage of data clusters is that you can bundle several data elements into clusters so that it eliminates wire clutter in the block diagram. So you don't have to combine by means of wiring, connecting through wires, so that you can eliminate the wire clutter in your main program if you have a big program. It also reduces the number of connector pane terminals in a sub-VI. As you know, in a sub-VI, the maximum number of connector pane terminals is 28. You have seen the patterns yesterday when we were discussing sub-VIs, various types of patterns and input-output connector terminals we have seen. So the maximum number of connector terminals it can have is 28. So by chance in your program you have more than 28 terminals, then you may not be able to use a sub-VI. Sub-VI you may not be able to connect it. In such cases, you can combine some of the terminals, control and indicator terminals, into groups, so that those groups can be connected to the VI connector pins, so that you can reduce the number of connector pins over there. And cluster elements have a logical order. I'll show you all those. Let me first explain what cluster is. So the main cluster operations, like yesterday we were seeing various array operations. So the main cluster operations are bundle, unbundle, and bundle by name and unbundle by name. So now let me show you how we make a cluster. Okay, let me come to the front panel of a LabVIEW thing. See now here, to make a, I think you can see it, to make a cluster on the front panel, we go to the modern and come to the array, matrix and cluster, and in that you have a cluster. Okay, have you seen this? I'll again show you modern, array, matrix, cluster, and a cluster. This also will give you a cluster shell. Like yesterday we were taking an array shell. Here also you will have a cluster shell. So what we do, we will extend it for various cluster, for the various data types which we have to keep it. And this is the cluster shell we have. Now to keep a numeric control, let me keep various items into this. I have kept a numeric control in this. Okay. Now let me go for a push button here. Okay. And knob also. Knob is also a numeric control. Okay. I can have an array also. I keep an array also in this. See how I make it. I'll go for the modern, bring an array here, and then a numeric control or an indicator into this. So I can place these various data types into a cluster. Okay. Now I am in the presentation I have told you these have a logical order, but the order is not how it is placed in the cluster, but it is in the order in which I have placed it. See, as you have seen, I have placed the numeric first, then a boolean, then the knob, and then the array. So if I want to see the cluster order on the wall, if I right click, there is an option called reorder controls in cluster.
Will it line?
I'll show you again. On the border, there is an option called reorder controls in cluster. Now you see, each of these is covered by a square or rectangular box, and there is a small box here in black and white, and there are two numbers given. In this it is 0, and the white also it is 0, Here also in the black also it is 1, the white also it is 1. 2, 2, 3, 3. Now this is the order in which I have placed it. I have placed the numeric first, so it is having the order number 0. I have placed the boolean, so it is having the order number 1. I have placed knob, then 2. Last I placed the array, so it is 3. Now if I want to change the order, now this is to reorder it. I click on any of these. I am going to change the order of knob. So I click, now the cursor is having a pointing finger as the cursor. If you see this cursor is having a pointing finger. So I keep on to that black and change the order. So now knob has become 0. Okay, I clicked onto it, so the knob has become 0 now. So numeric has become 1, boolean has become 2, and the array has become
Reorder.
3. So now in the black box, the new order is there, and the white box, the original order is there. Okay, you can see that when you work on the system, you please see that. If I click on to boolean now, that will become 1 because I clicked knob first, so that became 0. Then I clicked on to boolean, so boolean became 1. So then again numeric became 2 and array became 3. So if you want to reorder it, you click in the order in which you require. So you will have a new order. And after doing this,
White
there is
sorry, white only takes the same value as black later on.
no.
Later on.
No. Later on it will take this black values.
Black values.
Black values only it will take. White it will replace. White it will replace. Now also there is on top here you will see a tick mark and an into mark. Into mark. If you click on the tick mark only it will take it. आपको वो लेना नहीं है, आपने करेक्शन वगैरह किया है बट ओरिजिनली लेना है तो you put the into mark so that it will not wrong mark में click करो तो it will not take. But we are going to take the confirm and this is cancel. So we are going to confirm it. So now the order is changed. Okay. Now this is how we make it. Now I told you this, if this cluster is made, there are two functions I told you, bundle and unbundle. So unbundle is always to unbundle the items within the cluster. Bundle is always to bundle some items from outside into a cluster. Okay, now here we have made a cluster. So let us see what unbundle will do. Okay, come here. Whatever be the items in the cluster, the block diagram will have this terminal. Block diagram will have this magenta terminal over there. Okay. Now let us go for the cluster operations. See, these are the there are various cluster operations, but we go for only bundle and unbundle. So I am taking this unbundle function because we have a cluster. So I am taking this unbundle function and I am keeping it over here.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am from DT2. Ma'am, we are not able to put the order numbers. Can you explain once again?
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you. See, you keep the mouse on the boundary of the cluster and right click and go to reorder controls in cluster. Have you got it? Now you have the cursor as a pointing finger. Now on each item or element there are two small boxes at the bottom right corner. There is a black box and a white box. In the black box is the original order and in the white box is the original order and the black box you can change. So you take your pointing finger cursor to the black box and click onto it. See, now I'm going to click on the numeric. It is having, now in this, because I have already changed it, knob is having a 0 number, boolean is having a 1 number, numeric is a 2 and array is 3. Now I'm going to change numeric. So I'm going to click on the that pointing finger cursor to the black box. And now it is changed to 0. The original number in the white box is 2, but the black box is having a number 0 now. So you watch, all the other numbers also have changed accordingly. All the other numbers also have changed accordingly. If you want to change again, you click on, I am going to click on the array now. So now when I click, it will become 1 because 0 is assigned to numeric now. So array will become 1. So in the order in which you click, the order it will become. Okay? And then afterwards, after doing the ordering, you click confirm on the top. This top toolbar has a confirm with a tick mark here and a cancel with an undo mark here. If I do cancel, then the corrections which I made in the black box will not be considered. The original numbers in the white blocks only will be taken. But if I do confirm, then the numbering order in the black box will be considered. Okay? Now coming to bundle. See, if I connect this cluster to the bundle arrow, it will automatically show what are all the data types which are given over there. This is now the bundle. I don't know whether you are able to see, it shows double at the top, array at the second, double at the third, and a TF or boolean at the fourth. This is the order which we have set just now. Just now I have made numeric 1, boolean 2, and the knob is 3, knob was 3, and the button was, boolean button was 4. That is why it is given in this order. Okay. Now if I want to bundle this and take it out, okay, see here, I am going to put a numeric indicator over here. And also another numeric indicator for the knob also. And boolean indicator here and a waveform . See, now I have taken some values or some indicators into which the unbundled output can be connected. Now see here, I am going to connect this first double to this numeric, second array to the waveform graph, third knob result to the knob, and the boolean button output to the boolean. It is unbundled now. Now you can see the values over there. See, listen to me, I am going to write in the numeric as 678 and keep the knob to a particular position and have some values in the array. Now let me run this program and see. See, the numeric from the numeric control is now shown to the numeric indicator. The value of the knob is 4.13049 is shown in the knob now, and the boolean is shown here in this boolean of, and the values of array is shown as a graph over here, 1, 2, 3 and then 1, 1. Okay, so here you will be able to see what are all the output from the cluster. by using this bundle function. Okay.
वायरिंग हमने किया है इधर.
हाँ ये वायरिंग मैंने की.
न्यूमेरिक नोब.
हाँ ये तो अनबंडल करने के बाद आपको वायर करना है ना, तभी तो आउटपुट मिलेगा आपको. ओके. Similarly, we can have a bundle function also. Okay, so one example we have in question number 2. Build a VI to unbundle the elements of a cluster. The cluster is question number 64. The cluster has 4 elements: a numeric control, a toggle switch, a string indicator, and a knob control. Each element should indicate the values in its own individual indicator outside the cluster. This is what we have done now. We can have a numeric indicator also. One more thing I will show you. If I change this boolean into an on position and then I run, the boolean will be changed. Okay, or I change the knob here and then I run, the knob value will be changed. If I do a continuous run operation and then go on changing it, you will be able to see the change. Okay, control values you can change. So you can have a continuous control where you can continuously changing in the cluster will give you the output outside. Okay, so of it. So this is what, if I have put a string control in this and a string output here, you could have seen the string output also. Now here now let me go for a bundle function. I think you are clear with the cluster now. Okay. For the bundle function, I'll show you an example. See, this is an example of a bundle cluster. See here I have a for loop in which 5 random numbers are generated. Okay, 5 random numbers are generated, and that is connected to the unbundle function here, and a constant value 10 here, and a numeric connected over here. These are now bundled together to a cluster over here. Okay. Now see here, let me show you the output. So this is the cluster. It has a numeric, it has another numeric 2 and an array. And this is the numeric control which we have. Okay, I'll show you that also together. Then you will be able to understand. So here, this numeric outside, this is here connected here. And the for loop is generating values. That is going to the array in the cluster. So let me run this and show you. I have some value of 2, 3, 4 here. And when I run this, so that numeric value is given in the cluster, that constant में जो value था, that is also coming here, and the random number generated is coming in the arrow. The random number generated is coming in the arrow. Okay, so this is the bundle function. Now there are 2 more options: bundle by name. Bundle by name. Okay, so I'll show you this only by using bundle by name. Okay, let me again make a cluster so that you will be able to find how I make it. Modern array matrix cluster cluster and the shell is kept here. Okay. Now in the cluster I am going to keep a knob. Okay. I am going to keep a string control here. Okay, and the string control I am going to give the name as SD. Okay, and push button. Okay, the push button I am going to give the name TF, and a numeric control or an array. Array will take some time, so I'm not going to keep the array here. Array I am going to give the name AB. Okay. Numeric. I gave the name AB. Now when I cluster it, when I unbundle it, this unbundle I am going to replace by unbundle by name. Okay, now see here, when I connect this, now when I keep the unbundle by name, it is giving some value, numeric, array, knob, boolean, whatever it is. As soon as I connect this here, it will give the name which I want to unbundle. I have put the name knob, I put SD, TF, AB. Okay. Now here you can take the values from these names only. Unbundle by name. Okay. Similarly, because that is why the names which you have put only will come in the unbundle by name. Here the advantage is, if I don't want to unbundle all what is in the cluster, I can only take those values, numeric है, knob है, TF है, जो आपको output unbundle करके लेना है वही हम इसमें से ले सकते हैं. That is why the advantage is unbundle by name. Similarly, bundle by name also, it will go with the name of the name which you assign to the values. Okay. I think I've written all this in the slide. The main cluster operations are bundle, unbundle, bundle by name and unbundle by name. The bundle function assembles individual components into a single new cluster and allows you to replace elements in an existing order. Unbundle function splits the cluster into its individual elements. Okay. When it is required to operate on a few elements and not the entire cluster elements, then we go for the bundle by name function. They are referenced by names rather than by position. I have already told you all this. Unbundle by name function returns the cluster elements whose names are specified. So unbundle also, the name by name specification we do it. In addition to this, in clusters, there are again another set of clusters which we call as the error clusters. See, usually we use these clusters, error in and error out, to sense or find out what are the errors. See, many a time when you use various sub VIs or express VIs, it has an output called error out. Yesterday, I don't know whether you might have noticed it, when you work on simulate signal or filter out or whatever it is, you have an output called error out and even an output called error in also. So error out, to that error out, if you connect an error out cluster, then if there is any error in your program, it will show that error in the cluster. This is the picture of an error out cluster. Status, it is shown as a tick mark. So this tick mark will be there if there are no error. If there is no error, it will have a tick mark, the green tick mark hoga. If there is an error, it will show a red Hindu mark. and the error code will be given, and the explanation of the error will also be given. Can I continue? Okay. So I will show you where the error out and error in you can get. Okay. Come to the lab view front panel. Okay. And here in the array cluster functions, you have cluster. Here in the front panel, in the array cluster, you have this error in and error out clusters. Dekho. Take this and keep it here. Okay. Now let me delete this cluster. I'll bring that simulate signal here so that you will understand that express signal analysis and simulate signal here. Okay, so it has an option called error out. So if you connect this error out to this signal, this cluster, error cluster, usually what we do is we connect this error out to this error out cluster only. If you don't connect also, there is no problem. But you connect to this error out cluster over there. So then what happens, whenever there is an error in your program or error in your calculations or whatever it is, G programming, this error out will show. This tick mark will become an into mark, red into mark, that there is an error. And the error code will be specified, and the error source, what is the error also will be written in the source area. So you will be able to know what is the error. So usually when you start programming, when you use new Express VIs or new projects when you do, it is advantageous you use error out clusters either here and there whenever you have it, and you to find out what the error is. Find out where it has to be solved or how the error can be found out. So error out clusters are commonly used. Once your program starts running, you may not require the error out clusters, but usually error out clusters are used like this only here. Okay. Now I think people can practice on clusters. We'll go to the next question of charts. See, we are using charts and graphs, various waveform charts and waveform graphs. So just wanted to give you some details about this and also some examples I want to show. We will do some examples also here. Waveform charts interactively plot data. I'll tell you what it is. Appending new data to old so that you can see the current value in the context of the previous data. As the data is input, it will be showing out. But waveform graph will only plot pre-generated arrays of values. It requires the whole array. Then only it will plot. In waveform chart, you got one value, it will plot. You got another value, it will plot that value. And it will show you the previous value also. Okay, but waveform graph will not plot that. Waveform graph requires an array so that it will plot the values. The graph also accepts several data types such as arrays, dynamic data type, etc. They display data typically acquired at a constant rate. But then in addition to this, we have XY graphs. In waveform charts and waveform graphs, the x-axis will always be time. आप लोगों ने notice किया होगा. The waveform graph will always be, or the x-axis of that waveform graph or waveform chart will be time. So it will be plot with respect to time. But imagine you have a set of x and y values. Okay, so that you want to plot X versus Y graph. So in such cases, we have another graph in this, we call it as XY graphs. So usual Cartesian graphing objects plots multi-valued functions with a varying time base. So it can display Nyquist planes, Nichols planes, ZS planes, Z planes, all that. We can go through this XY graph. Okay, so let us see one example where we are going to use this. So first is build a VI that generates 50 random numbers and plot it on a waveform chart and also on a waveform graph. Okay, let me show you that plot. See here, this example is not in the list which I have given. This is a new example. You can note down the problem. I'll show you the problem. See here in this for loop is used. 50 random numbers are generated. The random number is multiplied by 10. Why?
Random number 0 to 1.
Random number always generate numbers between 0 to 1. Here I require random numbers from 0 to within 10. 0 to 10. So I have kept a waveform chart and a waveform graph. Okay. Now let us see. There I have kept a delay here. This is again delays. The other delay which I have shown you was an express waveform, express VI. Here symbol delay. This is known as wait until this much millisecond. So 200 millisecond if you give, it will wait for 200 milliseconds. Okay, it is not in seconds as we have in the express VI before. So this is the program. Now let us see how it works. Run and see. See, the waveform chart will show you all those values. The waveform graph will not plot until all the 50 points are generated. Okay. You people may tell me connect nahi hoga. It will not get connected. The waveform chart may get connected outside the loop. It will index at the tunnel and it will plot. But it will plot you within also, because waveform charts are designed in such a way that it will plot all the values one by one as it gets the value. But waveform graph requires it as an array only. So if you connect the waveform graph, this is an exercise for you. If you try connecting the waveform graph outside, inside, waveform chart also, within the loop, outside the loop, and see what is the property of waveform graph and waveform chart. Okay, so this is clear, so that you will understand what a waveform graph and waveform chart works, how it works. Okay, now let's go for the next question. Build a VI to plot a unit circle by using sine and cosine function. This is actually the example 66. Question 66. See, how can we plot a circle by using sine and cosine? E की power j omega hai. So how will it become a sine? So how will it become a circle?
Omega की value 0 से 360 हो.
So
sin omega plus j का cos omega plus j sin omega हो जाएगा, तो हम इसका mod लेंगे तो वो सर्किल की इक्वेशन होगी.
Okay, good. Let us see. See here, when you use an express VI. That's what I wanted to show you. It has an express VI called build XY graph. So here you require an X value and a Y value. So as you know, sine and cos, it will have a circle value.
This is build X and Y.
I'll show you that. So we have a VI called sine cos. You have seen it in the trigonometry. You use sine cos and generate sinusoidal sine values and cos values. And if you put this sine value, plot the cos and sine in X and Y, you will get a circle. That is what we study in the vector diagrams and things like that. So here, so we have an X input and a Y input here, so that it will show, it will specifically say which are the X and the Y plots. Okay, let me show you how it can be done. Okay, on the front panel, go to the graph indicators. Let me go to the modern only, ज़्यादा different. Okay, here you have an express XY graph and an XY graph also. Take the express XY graph. As you keep the XY graph itself, it is a combination of an express XY, which we call as a build XY graph, with the XY graph. See here, it is a combination of the express XY, build XY graph with the XY graph. Okay, now you have to connect this X input and the Y input to this. Again, I'll show you one more thing. See, if I take the other, there is another option on modern, on graph, I have an XY graph also. Express XY graph के अलावा एक XY graph भी है. If I keep that XY graph, then see here, it does not have a build XY. It has only an XY graph. So here you have to simply, you cannot connect. Where will you connect X and Y? Where will you connect X and Y now?
It is a complete.
So here you have to use the bundle elements, bundle function here, and bundle X and Y, and then give to this XY graph. So you will try both. This same example which I have shown you with sine cos Y. See here what we have done. We have a for loop, and the iteration count has been divided by 2 pi, so that we make it in pi terms of pi and find out the sine and cos of it. And we have sine at this terminal and cos at this terminal, and we are giving this to the X and Y. Okay, you have not asked me what is this. These are actually dynamic data converters. See the values which are coming from here. I'll show you again a little bit difficult thing. See, the data which is coming from here is from an array. So it is a series of values, a list of values which you can store in an array. But to plot it, you have to plot a sinusoidal curve or thing like that. You require it as a dynamic data. So here see, when it is a dynamic data, the thickness of the line is different. The representation itself is different. So here, this dynamic data converter will convert the data from the arrays, 2-dimensional, single-dimensional arrays, and even single row to as a dynamic data. So express XY graph requires dynamic data to be plotted onto the XY graph. Okay, let's see this, running this. Okay, so we plot a unit circle by simply plotting the X and Y values on an XY graph, sine and cos values. Okay, now let me try this. I'll show you the same thing by making the plot. See here, for loop. Okay, from the I, what we have done with the I, we have given a division over here. You remember what I have done? And pi over here. Okay, from the numeric palette, you found out from the math constants to pi. Okay, here give a number 41. Okay, then now let me keep that mathematics. Trigonometric functions are in mathematics, elementary and trigonometric. Go to sine cos. Now you have this. Now we have x here, y here. To plot it to an xy graph, I told you we require a bundle function. So let me take a bundle function from here. I connect the x to the bundle this and cos to the y here and give to the xy graph. Okay, now let us see. Okay, if I don't do the bundle, see, I'll show you without the bundling. If I take these values and I give to the xy graph, it will not take. Or if I connect this also, it will not take. Okay, so here you require a bundling. Okay, so where will we get the bundle? From the cluster bundle function. Okay, so I'll show you. It is already run. You will get a circle out of it. So now you have understood the difference between an express xy graph and an xy graph and how to use it. So here I have taken a sine, cos and plot a unit circle. Whatever be your function, whatever you want to plot, we can plot it in an xy graph. There is one more example I'll show you. Yes, sir. Welcome, sir. Okay. Okay.
Please continue, madam.
I'll continue.
Please continue.
Okay, sir. Now I will take the third example. Compute the equation y is equal to x square plus 2x plus y for x ranging from 1 to 10 in steps of 0.2 and then plot on a suitable waveform. See here I am taking an equation y is equal to x square plus 2x plus 5 and give the value of x from 1 to 10 at in steps of 0.2 and then plot them on a suitable waveform. So let's see how we will do it. I'll show you the program which I have done so that it will be easy for you to understand. See here we have taken a for loop. The value of I is divided by 5 so that it is a step of 0.2 and we have 50 because 1 to 10 so 50 by 5. 1 to 51 see we will get it from 0 to 50 only, so 50 by 5 we will take it as 10. Okay, now that value of x is given to the formula node here and the formula node is taking that equation y is equal to x square plus 2x plus 5 and that y is now given to the xy graph through the bundle. So these are explained to you how you take it from by using a bundle and then plotting it. So just an equation you have to plot and give the details. So by in this program, all what we have studied I have used. We have used a for loop, we have used a formula node, and we have used an XY graph also. So now we can use this. I'll show you how this will be plotted. Okay. At the remote centers also, have you? Is it clear to you? Okay. Wait a second. Delhi Technological University. Hello, Delhi Technical University. Sir. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. How is the classes going on?
Nice, ma'am.
Have you understood what I have told you?
Yes, yes.
Sir, आपको कुछ पूछ लीजिए sir. How is the course going on? Have you understood?
Yes.
You have any feedback to give?
Sir, actually the Joint Secretary, Mr. Praveen Prakash from MHRD is with us. So if you have to interact, then if your professor they want to say something to him, he is here in the studio right away. So you expect you people to interact that way. Sir, please give your feedback about the course as well as the audio video quality what you are getting through the Google Hangout, because the social network based approach which we have adopted. So we need a feedback from a university like yours, a good university like
Dr. Rathava or any one of you? Okay.
Any other center can connect?
Yeah.
Any other center?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
You give your feedback about the course.
The course is very valuable for us, and it is little faster, ma'am, for us to understand initially. But now it is fine for us because now we understand how to function and how to take each function and how to connect them.
Any other center? Okay, thank you very much. GTBIT. If you want to speak, sir. Please. Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you very much. I am Dr. Lini Mathew from the Electrical University. Sir will have take some time interacting with you.
Hello.
Good morning, friends. My name is Praveen Prakash. I am a Joint Secretary in Ministry of HRD, Department of Higher Education. Since last 6 months, the NITER Chandigarh director was telling me about this initiative. I am very happy to see it today because we at the ministry level, we genuinely believe that this is one way. Technology enabled learning is learning and teaching is one way through which we can really solve the problem of shortage of faculty members in our country. We feel that through virtual classroom we'll have a large big classrooms. As all of us know that the massively open online courses is the talk of the day today. The whole world is talking about it. You also must have observed that one such course, certificate course of massive open online course was started by IIT Chennai 2 months back. And I'm happy also to inform you that in month of July, we will be starting to begin with 2 courses, one on thermodynamics and one on computer science, basics in computer science in month of July for the massive online courses. I'll pass on all the information to the director NITER here, who will be again sharing with all of you. also happy to inform all of you that we are also in process of launching 50 DTH channels. We understood, we realized at Government of India level that if we have to motivate the best professors to come and deliver a lecture, we have to have studio within the university. Expecting the best professors of our country to travel and then go to a place other than their university campus to deliver a lecture, record a lecture, perhaps is a difficult thing. Keeping that in my mind, in 250 institutions of different areas, that is for like for example, if you look at the engineering education, we are planning to construct the studios in all IITs, all NIITs, ISERs. We are planning to construct. Similarly, in other than technical education, in other field also, we have picked up universities, autonomous colleges. This 50 channels with the telecast of around 8 hours lectures every day. This will going to take place from December this year or the first week of January of next year. So with this, taking the massive open online courses in a big way and starting the 50 DTA channel, that's the area which the focused area which we have identified for the ministry. Initiatives like this, which the NITER Chandigarh is doing, gives us encouragement, gives us a belief at Government of India level that yes, technology enabled learning, distance education through using the latest technology of the day is definitely the way to take a higher education to the students and the lecturers and faculty members of our country. I wish this session all the best, and I hope that sessions like this will also, more sessions will come. I also wish that other NITERs also will take you from this and take this forward. I thank the ma'am to giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
You can note down this, we can resume the lecture. You can note down these problems because I have included this newly to the list. This is not on the list. So you can note down this and then try it at your centers when you do practice. Now we'll have a half an hour before going for tea and practice session for discussion if you have any questions when you did practical yesterday or day before yesterday, or any of these previous exercises which you could not get answers, we can have a time of discussion. Because I've finished clusters and charts and graphs, we will take strings in the next session in the afternoon. So this will be a time I will be available. We can have time for discussion. Any session, mainly for those institutes which were not having the practical facility in the seminar room where you are attending. So you are doing your practical sessions and you had problems, you can now discuss it. Centers other than Dronacharya, GTBIT, BTU, who are discussing with me very often. There are other centers who have never discussed with me at all, like Jaipur Engineering College. They are not connected today. Connect ho gaya. CPTC, Rajsamam. If you have any doubts, MMU Milana. मैडम आपका माइक म्यूट है. एमएमयू मिलाना आपका माइक म्यूट है. हाँ यस एमएमयू है ना ये वो फॉर्म. हाँ यस यस.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
I'm from MMU Milana. Then can you tell me the error cluster once again? What is the use of error clusters?
Error clusters. Okay, I'll tell you. See, error clusters are used when you feel that there can be errors over there. Tell you why and where errors occur. So usually when you do projects or programs and you do programming, you are not sure whether the way you are doing is right or not, or whether there will be errors or not. So usually for all express BIs and other sub BIs also, there is an option called error out. I have shown that. I will again show it to you. Okay, see here. See, I'll show you. I have taken a simple example of an express VI which you are using in simulate signal. You are using this simulate signal. If I extend this, there are options to connect sine, amplitude, frequency, but there are options like error out clusters, error in cluster. आपने देखा है. So where will this be connected? Error out and error in की ये जो terminals हम कहाँ connect करेंगे? So we require, for that matter, we have these error out clusters. So where will we get the error out cluster? We go to the front panel, model, array matrix, and at the out you have the error out cluster. Click on that, keep it on the front panel. Now it has a terminal here on the block diagram, and you connect this error out to that block diagram. Okay, now while running your program or while you are working on it, if there is any error in your program or error in your system, even the system error also, your data is not coming properly, all those types of error also, it will show in the error cluster. What it will show? See, when you see this error cluster, there is a title called status and a tick mark given over there. Then there is an option called code, that is a numeric control, numeric indicator, you will have some number over there. And there is another option called source, where you will have something written over there. So here, if there is an error, then this tick mark will be replaced by an undo by a red mark. That's a big error. And the code of that error and the description of that error in that. so that you will be able to understand what the error is and where the error is. If you are not connecting an error out cluster, you will not be able to understand what is the mistake, where the error has occurred. So these error out clusters, when you extensively use LabVIEW, you will find that in almost all Express VIs, there is an option of error out and error in, to which these clusters has to be connected. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome. Anyone else? MMU, while you are doing practicals, you have doubt of any of these questions which you have done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, we will go ahead. We will go ahead.
No, I am asking if you have any questions, any one of you can ask me now. This is a time of discussion.
No question, ma'am.
Very good.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other centers? Jaipur Engineering College? Jaipur Engineering College, focus. Any questions you have?
Madam.
Yes.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Which center you are from?
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. You are from which center?
Madam, I am from GTBIT New Delhi.
GTBIT New Delhi. Okay. Yes.
I have got just one question I want to ask. You have under clusters and arrays. You had explained the graphs and charts. You said that for graphs it will be there for all values or full values, and for graph it will be the part of the values there. It means we must get continuous signal in graphs. But whatever output you have shown, it was showing almost the same waveform was there in both the cases. So what I wanted to know is that if we can we show the variations under graph and in chart of final values?
No. Chart and graph will give you all the values. Waveform chart you use, waveform graph you use, it will give you values, it will show the plot. The only difference is waveform graph requires a full pre-generated array to plot. See, I have shown you an example of that. See, in this example, see, there is an array of random numbers is generated over here. A random number generation is done. So when you put a waveform graph or a waveform chart, it will plot all the values. Okay, I will run this and show where the waveform chart is kept within the loop. When the waveform chart is kept within the loop, it is not getting a full array. It is getting values one by one by one. And it is plotting. You see, run it and see. It is plotting each value. As the value is obtained, it is plotting. Whereas waveform graph could not plot it. Waveform graph requires a full array and then only it will plot. So here, if I keep this waveform chart outside the plot, then also you will find that it will plot. See, it is not plotting. After it is getting all the values, it will plot. See, it will plot all the values. Now the plot is different. Same value, not the same random numbers. Okay. What will happen if I keep this waveform graph with it? What does this show? This shows that a waveform graph cannot work when it is getting the values one by one by one. It requires a full array to be connected. Then only to be plotting. Then only it will plot. That is what I was telling. Could you get my question? Could you get my point? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What is your question? Your question, you are satisfied with my explanation?
Yes, madam. Thanks, madam.
Anybody else? Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from GTBIT.
Yes.
Our next question is, what is the difference between bundle and unbundled clusters? Please explain once again.
Okay. Okay, let me come to the presentation.
Hello.
Yes, I'm explaining. 1 minute.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, the question from, let me explain the question from GTBIT. Are you from any other center? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
You are from?
From Dronacharya Group of
From
Institutions.
GTBIT.
One participant.
Okay. You are from GTBIT?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Now listen to me. You have asked a question about bundle and unbundle. See, the main cluster operations are bundle and unbundle, and then there are two more options of that as bundle by name and unbundle by name. The bundle function assembles individual components into a single new cluster and allows you to replace elements in an existing order also. Okay, so if you want that the order is changed, also you can change it according to the order. Unbundle splits the cluster into its individual elements. So I will show you how it is done by showing you an example of bundle and unbundle. So this is the example of a bundle. See here, in this example, we have a for loop connected which is having values, which is generating values, 5 random numbers that is given here to the bundle function, a constant is given to the bundle function, and a numeric control is also given to the bundle function. See here. So this is the bundle. Now this will bundle these values into a cluster. Now see what is done in the cluster. We have made a cluster and the cluster has 2 numerics because we have 2 numerics in the bundle. See here, a double, a integer, 2 numerics in the cluster and an array in the cluster. Because we have 3 of these in the bundle, see in the bundle also we have a 2 double and an integer and an array. So we should have that in the cluster also. So now we will be able to bundle these values into the cluster. Okay, so this is what is bundling. So see how we do it. Okay, we have the numeric as 4, 5, 6. Let me increase the size. Okay, so we have a numeric here and a numeric here, 2 numerics in the inside this and an array here. Okay, see now. Okay, now when I run this program, the 456 in this numeric will also be there, 10 from the constant value also will come, and the array which is generating the random numbers from the for loop also will come here. See here. So this is bundling those various elements into one single cluster. Okay, now I'll show you what how unbundling is done. In unbundling, we have a cluster with some elements. So those cluster values can be taken out into various indicators to see what are those values. So what we do here, we have a cluster here. Let me open it. We have a cluster here, and from the cluster you connect to the unbundle function. Where these unbundle and bundle functions are situated in the cluster functions, we have unbundle by name, bundle by name, unbundle and bundle. So this unbundle is taken from here and is kept here. As soon as you connect the cluster to the unbundle, these various elements will be shown here in the order in which it is in the cluster. तो क्लस्टर की ऑर्डरिंग के बारे में मैंने आपको पहले बता दिया है. सो देयर इज अ ऑर्डर इन द क्लस्टर. वो दैट ऑर्डर itself it will be shown in the unbundle here. Okay, so that you can take the values from there to the various indicators here. Now see, let me show this to you. Let me increase the font so that you will be able to see it from there. Okay, now you have a numeric, a knob, a string and a boolean. So let me write in the string hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in the numeric I have 2, 3, 4. I keep the knob to a particular value and let me run this. See, in the outside all these values are kept here. What is the value of the knob? 5.15134. If I change this boolean, then you see it will show an on. It is showing on. If I run it by run continuous button, see, run continuous button. Now I change the boolean on, off, change the numeric knob. You can see the values changing in the knob. I change this hello to India. That will be changed. Okay, the numeric value also is changed. Because I am doing this run continuous operation, it is in a loop. It is again and again doing till I abort the execution. So this is the unbundle, where you have a cluster connected to the unbundle and take out the values from here to these various numeric indicators. Okay?
Thank you.
And in addition to this, there is a bundle by name and unbundle by name. That is when you require that a few elements and not the entire cluster elements to be bundled or unbundled. So we can have the names of the elements so that you can choose those names to be bundled or those names to be unbundled. Okay? Are you clear? I think these questions which I have given in the exercises at 62, 63, 64, if you do it, then you will be able to have a clear idea about this unbundle and bundle functions. And I have also shown you how we use an unbundle function when we use XY graph. When we use XY graph, we require a bundle function to bundle those X and Y values into the XY graph. That also I think I've shown you that. Let me see whether it is. See here, this is that plot. See, I think you can see this. The question is actually, this is the last question. Compute the equation y is equal to x square plus 2x plus 5 for x ranging from 1 to 10 in steps of 0.2 and plot them on a suitable waveform. Use XY graph. So for using an XY graph, we require the x-axis and the y-axis. So the values in the x-axis should be in an array and the values of the y-axis also should be in an array. So here we have x values and the y values also. So let us see how we are doing it. See here, we have a for loop in which you are generating the x values. What are the x values? 0 to 10 in steps of 0.2. So it will be 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4. All these values has to be generated. So for that what we did, I divided by 5. 1 divided by 5.2, 2 divided by 0.2. So you divide divide by 5, so you get all these values. So x is generated. So those generated x is kept here in this tunnel. Those generate x is kept in this tunnel. And now that x is given to a formula node where you calculate y is equal to x square plus 2x plus 5. So here as the x value, as the loop runs, For each of the iteration, you have a different x value and you have calculate the y value of that. So that y is kept at this tunnel. So these two tunnels are indexed, auto-indexed tunnels. So these are having the y value and the x value. Now this x and y value cannot be connected to the xy graph. It has to be bundled. So we use a bundle function here so that we give the x-axis and the y value, x value and the y value here so that it can be plotted on the xy graph. See here, I'll run it. This is the graph. So we use bundle functions when we use xy graph also. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? GTBIT? Any other senders? कौन सा सेंडर है अर्जुन? हेलो, म्यूट किया हुआ है क्या माइक?
मेरे एंड से
आपका माइक म्यूट है क्या? GTBIT बात तो सुन रहे. Any other questions? GTBIT Delhi?
No, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay, have you got the explanation what I have explained? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear now.
Okay. Anybody else?
On the screen. Please focus the camera on the screen. Block diagram is invisible.
Block diagram. Okay. Now?
Hello?
Okay. Block diagram is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the block diagram visible now?
No, ma'am, it is not visible. Please zoom it.
Zoom मुश्किल है इसमें. LabVIEW में zoom is not available. I'll do it. I'll do one more thing. कैमरा से zoom कर सकते हैं. I'll do one thing. I'll increase the size. Is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible now.
Okay, now is it visible? Is it visible now? It's okay. On the bundle, you give the X to the top and Y to the down.
Ma'am, now it is visible.
Okay, okay. Okay. Now let's go to Dronacharya.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, explain the question number 46. Create an array of 5.
You are from Dronacharya?
Yes, ma'am. Question number 46. Create an array of 5 numbers by generating random numbers. 46. Man, explain.
Create an array of 5 numbers by generating random numbers.
Random numbers. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You want me to show that?
Pardon, ma'am?
You want me to make it and show? Okay. I'll show you that. Listen to me, please. We have to generate an array. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I show it on the screen?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. For this, we have to generate an array first. So let me generate an array first. Go to modern array matrix, bring the array shell here, and because it is an array of 5 numbers, it should be an indicator. So we require an indicator to be placed here so that it can show you the values. Okay. So when I expand on to this to 5 values, I'll be able to have these 5 numbers indicators to be generated over there. Okay, so this is how array is generated. Now how will we generate the 5 numbers? To generate the 5 numbers, we require a for loop on the block diagram. So on the block diagram, you go to structures, for loop, okay, and because you require 5, you keep the loop count, create constant as 5. Let me increase the size. Okay, now I require a random number generator here within the loop. So go to numeric, get a random number generator here. Okay, and then connect this random number generator to the array here. Connect the random number generator to this array here. So now what happens? It will generate 5 random numbers and it will be shown onto the array. Now on the front panel, if you run this, we will have 5 random numbers like this. Is it clear?
Yeah, yes ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else at your somewhere? Anyone else? Have any question? You are from Dronacharya? Yes.
No,
any other questions?
No ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Jaipur Engineering College? Jaipur Engineering College? जयपुर से है क्या? दिखाओ, उनको दिखाओ ना. Jaipur Engineering College, you have any questions? This is a time of discussion before we disperse for tea and for practical session. खाली है. Okay, now let us close for close this session. We will disperse for practicals now. You also go and do the practicals of these clusters and charts and graphs and all. I will remain in this room only. You people who are doing your practicals in the seminar in that room only can discuss with me as you do your practicals, like DTU or GTBIT and other centers. Discuss with me. You can discuss. Even if for Mulana and all you do your practicals, and in between also you can come to the seminar hall and then talk to me. I will be here. If you have any doubts, you can talk to me. Thank you very much. You can disperse for tea and for the next practical session. And